And I want you to not just keep your ideas in your mind, but I actually want you to ink it and put it to paper. Because when you ink it, you become intentional. You become intentional and you go from intentions to giving instructions to your brain. So you want to just you don't want to just think about it. You actually want to do something about it. And so being able to give your brain some instructions on what to do with these ideas and these thoughts are going to be life changing. Welcome to the It Matters podcast. I'm your host, Walter Perez, and let's dive in as we help you grow your mindset and elevate your leadership. Hey everyone, welcome back to the It Matters podcast. I'm Walter Perez, your host. Thank you for joining me in another episode. Hey, listen, we've talked about a lot of things lately that I hope you're not only applying, but you're thinking about and just making yourself a bit better every day, because this stuff matters. And as leaders, if we apply them, not only are we going to become better leaders, but we're going to lead by example, and we're going to bring a team of people behind us that are also going to follow suit. And your organizations and your workplace and everything that you do is going to change and can be impacted. And so I'm very thankful that you're continuing to invest in yourself. And so if this is impacting you, can you do me a favor? Just one favor I ask is pass it on, share it, maybe write a comment, tell somebody about it that needs to hear this so that they can also grow as they go, so that they can become a leader, not only worth following, but a leader that can lead well. And a lot of good things can happen out of that. And so today I wanted to bring you another solo episode. And it's something that I've talked about throughout many episodes, but I've never actually given some intentional time to actually dissect it. And that is this idea of writing things down. You probably heard me say before, hey, you need to journal, you need to take notes, you need to write things down, you need to put pen to paper, you need to do these things because they're good for you. But today I thought I would dedicate an episode to just chatting a little bit about that, so then you understand my reasoning and why it matters. And so I'm going to label and title this episode Ink It, because I want you to ink your thoughts, and I want you to not just keep your ideas in your mind, but I actually want you to ink it and put it to paper. Because when you ink it, you become intentional. You become intentional and you go from intentions to giving instructions to your brain. So you don't want to just think about it. You actually want to do something about it. And so being able to give your brain some instructions on what to do with these ideas and these thoughts are going to be life changing. And so I know that I've learned from high level leaders, and I've put this into practice, that there's something magical. There's something powerful that happens when you can visualize it, when you can see it, when you can commit to it to paper. You know, they say that words have a power, but writing it down can bring like transformation. It can bring some authority behind it. And so words have power, but writing it down brings authority behind all the things that you want to do. And so that's what I want you to grasp here. But there's things that happen in the brain. There's things that are going on inside you when you choose to write it down. It's not just this motivational concept or this idea of like positivity. There's actually real science that is available to back this up. And I just want to name a couple of things to give you some not only proofs but some truth behind why this matters. And for example, when you write things down, it activates this part of your brain. Okay, it activates this part of your brain called RAS, R-A-S, which stands for the reticular activating system. What did I just say? What does that mean? RAS, okay, RAS determines what the brain pays attention to. So basically, you activate a part of the brain that says, hey, focus on this. Hey, brain, hey, I want you to pay attention to this part. This matters. You're telling your brain, hey, this matters. And I want us to keep this in our radar. I want you to keep this focused because this is going to matter as we continue to grow and as we continue to lead. And so it basically makes your brain puts it in this an opportunity mode that says, hey, I'm going to catch not only opportunities, but I'm going to see connections and I'm going to see resources and I'm going to bring those together. I'm going to attract those. I'm going to, maybe even levitate myself to those things. I'm actually going to attract these type of things because that's what your brain's going to be looking for. So it's really cool when we just choose to do a simple act of writing things down. We actually activate that part of the brain. So another thing that it does to the brain by writing things down, and I think all of you would probably attest to this if you've ever done this, is it improves memory. Because not only now you're not only repeating it verbally, you're not only just thinking about it, but now you're putting it to paper where you can visualize it, you can see it, and you're activating a lot of different parts in your body. You can read it, see it, hear it, think it. You can do so much that it's going to help in actually accomplishing what you're trying to accomplish. Another cool part about this is that it activates the right and the left side of the brain. So this is important because if you don't know, and just a quick recap and reminder that your left side of the brain is the structure part of it, the language side of it. It's the logic side of your brain. Now, the right side, it's the one that has emotion connected to it. It's the one that has intuition, creativity. So by writing things down, you actually build a bridge between these two sides of the brain so they can work together. So to give you some thoughts and ideas would be like writing allows you to process more deeply. That's a big deal. So it's not just at the surface anymore. It's more deeper and more intentional. You're going to notice patterns. You're inviting your brain to see patterns that are going on so then that you can create not only habits, but you can create rhythms in your life. It connects dots. So it allows you to problem solve and say, oh, this idea over here connects with this idea over here. And now we're connecting dots to allow you to function and to work more effectively. And it allows you to evaluate truth as well. So it allows you to go deeper and to actually not only understand it, comprehend it, but to actually catch what is true and not just live in false or in a lie mode. And so very important. And then you get to have these moments where, have you ever been thinking about something or meditating on something or processing something, you go, aha. The aha moments come when you practice the art of writing things down and you allow your brain to engage in all of these things that I just listed. And so you end up having these aha moments that you're like, where did that come from? Oh, it just occurred to me. Oh, I got this great idea. I got this light bulb moment right now. Aha. And so inking it is going to be transformational for you. And the neat thing too is that it's going to turn ideas, it's going to turn thoughts into real things. It actually turns ideas into things, thoughts into things. And so that's where you start seeing it being manifested, because your brain is working not only behind the scenes, but actually actively in making things happen. And you're not going to miss it. You're not going to miss these things that we're talking about, like opportunities. You're not going to miss these things that are in the works that have always been in front of you. It's going to take the idea from being kind of in the back of the brain, kind of just sitting back there, and it's going to bring it to the front and center. So it's not just going to be this afterthought or this thing just back there, but it's actually going to be actively working. What ends up happening is that you create focus. Like I said already, your brain now gets focused and you now actually are looking for it and you're not just kind of scatterbrained, and you're not just wondering if it'll happen or not. Another cool thing that happens in your brain as you start doing this, it regulates emotions, and it organizes your thoughts. Like I said, you're not a scatterbrain anymore. You're now creating systems in your mind that allow you to actually work not only effectively but clearly. And so, which then brings me to another point, that that brings clarity in your mind, which then leads to self-awareness, and brings to more intentional work and more intentional focus. The word intentional is the word of the day for this. You become intentional, but it goes beyond intentional, and it becomes actually real. And then it goes from having passive thinking to active thinking. We're not just, we're not just having another thought. Um, um, we're not just kind of letting it just sit there. We're actually being creative and on purpose. And so the cool part about all this is that you get to see changes immediately, but you just have to commit to the process of writing things down. And I mean, you're at a conference, have a notebook. You're listening to a podcast, have a notebook, write things down. You don't have to write everything down, but write some things down. You are setting goals, write them down. You are dreaming big and visionary, write them down. You want to create a game plan for the future and how you're going to execute things. Don't just think about it, write it down. And the cool thing that it happens in this process as well is that journaling, writing things down have been linked to eliminating anxiety. It helps you with decision fatigue. It will help you with overthinking. And of course, it will help you with stress. It will allow you to be able to have a posture of peace and clarity so you can move forward. So writing things down actually has so many benefits that I think we forget. We've forgotten, or we have never experienced the power behind that. Here, I wanted to share some other fun fact really quick, because there is some great leaders and great entrepreneurs, great companies that have credited their success to writing things down. So, for example, Southwest Airlines started with a CEO sketching 3 cities on a napkin. Just a simple napkin, allowed them to create a vision and to move forward. Starbucks' original plan was scribbled on a piece of paper. The game plan just started with a piece of paper and writing things down. Einstein wrote equations on envelopes, receipts, whatever he had nearby. He understood the power of writing things down. And so, and the lesson maybe to catch from this or learn from this is that ideas can fade. So we need to capture it. Paper will capture these ideas. And I think maybe another lesson to learn this from what I just shared is that a simple napkin could ignite $1 billion idea, and it could, make a memory last forever. And so there's something powerful about grabbing a piece of paper, a napkin, or of some sort, and just activating it, and you never know where it'll go. So this is a thought that I want you to maybe leave with. It's a simple and straight to the point podcast, because writing is powerful. Writing is thinking made visible. When you think something, you're making it visible. So writing is thinking made visible. And in that, the pen that you use to ink it with, the pen becomes the steering wheel for the mind. It allows you to take your mind and say, okay, this is what the direction I want to go. This is what I want to do with it. This is how I'm going to do it. This is why I want to do it. You end up putting it to paper, and it allows you to have a level of not only commitment, allows you to actually see it, and then brings clarity to your life. So then you're not just seeing fogginess, but you're seeing through all that and going, okay, this is my next step. This is what I want to do. This is what I have to do. And so I want to encourage you today, that you grab a pen, grab a paper. I don't care what it is, but get into the practice of putting your thoughts to paper. Get into the practice of inking it, because it's going to transform your life. So So, and when you transform your life, you become that leader that is not only better today, but becomes this leader that ends up leading well. Because around here, we love to say it is a win-win when the leader leads well. And so let's go and win. Catch you in the next episode.